Encanto is the newest film from Walt Disney Studios Animation. This is actually their 60th film that they've done, so that's everything from Snow White to like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Frozen, and now Encanto. This kind of milestone doesn't go unnoticed by me, just because I'm a huge fan of Walt Disney Studios Animation, like a lot of people, about its history, its relevance, what it means in film, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that this is their 60th film makes it kind of special in itself right there. In this particular film, a Hispanic family has a magical house where everyone in the family has a special power, whether that's super strength, flower power, animal control, all that kind of stuff. Everyone in the family has a power, except for young Maribel, a young woman who doesn't get any special gift or power. But suddenly, once the power and magic starts to mysteriously disappear from the house and the family, it's up to Maribel to uncover what's going on and save the magic for the house and for the family. Before going into this film, I had no idea that this film was going to be a musical. I didn't see any songs get promoted in the trailers or any of the marketing that I saw. So when the first song started, I was like, whoa. The film begins with an incredible musical number that honestly blew me away when I saw it. You know, it's just so catchy, it gets better as it goes along. Visually, it's really fun. The lyrics, the humor along with it. It was a great opening number. None of the songs that came after that quite reached that level, but each still had their own unique highlights. Notably, one of the later songs is basically the flower version of Let It Go, but it's still visually amazing to watch and a fun sequence to go through. The songs as a whole were definitely the highlight of the film overall. Despite the inclusion of songs, the film is also very atypical when it comes to following the formula of Walt Disney Studio animated films these days. You know, its story and message are more Pixar-ish. Mirabel doesn't follow the standard template for their new age heroines these days visually, or stuff like having a cute marketable animal sidekick. These are for the most part welcome changes though, as it's never a bad thing to see a studio try something different. Even though I really enjoyed Raya and the Last Dragon, it definitely followed the formula that was set forth by Moana 5 years earlier. The same could be said for Frozen following the template from Tangled. This film doesn't follow any kind of template from any kind of Disney film that preceded it. The film's story is where it sadly ended up being kind of a mixed bag for me. I thought the initial premise about having a magical house, family powers, and Mirabel feeling like an outcast was a great starting point. But in my opinion, the mystery revolving the powers disappearing ended up becoming incredibly weak the more that gets revealed throughout the film. You know, more and more gets revealed towards I like, oh, this isn't as exciting as a story as I thought it was going to be. For me, it just ended up being a fairly unengaging static adventure that left me feeling kind of flat. Mainly as things got revealed, it was just like, oh, I was kind of hoping for more in terms of getting that oomph from the story. I think part of the reason I felt this way about the story is something in this film that's been bothering me with a lot of Walt Disney Studios animated films lately, and that is the lack of a real true antagonist. You know, Frozen 2 didn't have one, Ralph Breaks the Internet didn't have one, Zootopia basically didn't have one for the majority of the film. It's a dynamic in their films lately that I honestly hate, as it takes away from sort of the exciting story dynamics seen in some of the most memorable Disney films. You know, in this film, there was a character that seemed like that was heading that sort of antagonistic route, just with the way the character was built up throughout the film. But when that gets revealed, it's really underwhelming and kind of like, oh, well, let's just move along and hopefully something better ends up coming up. Despite me saying all of this, the film obviously isn't without its major highlights. You know, Mirabel was a nice protagonist, the songs were definitely strong, definitely the highlight of the movie, and the humor was solid, not great, never sort of laugh out loud, oh my god kind of funny, but for the most part you got good humor throughout the film. All the film needed was a more engaging story that gave it some more oomph, at least for me anyway, so I would end up giving it a 6.5 out of 10. My vote would definitely go to Raya and the Last Dragon, as definitely the better of the two Disney animated films released this year, but this definitely is not a bad film. So that'll do it for this review. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.